Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Three Eggs podcast. Today we are joined with Maria. Unfortunately, we have taken a break from our usual comedic podcasting due to some internal issues here. However, we have returned with a more interview-style podcast. So, Maria, welcome.
And let's start with...
Me.
That's all good. We're going to start with the intro music, and I'll just do our little intro over that. Hello, we are Fine Wit. This is now a serious podcast. We're going to be as serious as we can, but it's still called Three Eggs Cracking Yolks. But there won't be as many jokes cracked, or yolks cracked, I should say.
Unfortunately. And also, we should mention Ewan isn't here today. Unfortunately, he's away.
He's filming a documentary with a few other people who are associated with Fine Wit. We'll just shout out the fact that they're doing a documentary, and when we have more details on that, we'll talk about that in the later podcast.
We plan to do an interview.
We'll do an interview for that.
But now we've got an interview with Maria. So welcome, Maria. How are you?
Do you mind if I quickly jump in? I just want to address the last episode. We were told that we should maybe just slightly address it before we get into the interview. Sorry. Yeah, a few things went wrong. We were live on air, and between the three of us, we did say things that we regret, and we apologize for that. So now we are trying out this new format because we've gotten in trouble. We'll start with the interview. I just wanted to apologize on behalf of the three of us. Tāne, take it away.
Maria, once again, welcome back. Welcome to the podcast.
It's a bit
I know.
awkward. I know. We're getting used to this new format.
It does feel weird. But no, yeah, welcome. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. No, we're going
I'm
well.
also doing good things.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam.
No, I thought that was an open question. My bad.
I'm talking to Maria.
Okay, sorry.
So Maria, what do you do? What do you do in the daytimes? What's your occupations? What are your aspirations? Tell us about yourself.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Very loaded question.
Yes.
Currently, I'm an event coordinator, so I work in the event industry. Yeah, I literally want to do everything to do with events. I want to be there. Like, I have the biggest FOMO ever when it comes to not being involved.
So do you say you're doing events because it's sort of playing on your anxieties and stuff like that of being left out?
No, actually, no.
And that's how you get involved?
No, it's not necessarily an anxiety thing. It's more of just a passion. Like, I just want to be there. Like, I want to be involved. Like, I want to be like, oh my God, hey,
You've got like a fear of missing out.
Yeah.
And you want to be in the events.
Can you look back?
I think that makes sense.
Okay, well, now when you put it like that...
I think that makes perfect sense. I'm not judging you.
I don't think he's trying to attack you, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, that's just how it feels.
I don't feel attacked. I just never seen it from that perspective.
Yeah,
before.
okay. Now, with this fear of missing out, when did that start in your life?
It's a great question. I feel like maybe when I was 16, maybe in high school, I feel like I didn't...
What happened around then?
I feel like
that wasn't a joke.
That wasn't a joke,
I was just actually wondering, because it sounds kind of serious.
I'm trying not to make it serious. Nothing serious happened. I just...
Oh, okay. You just got FOMO one day.
Yeah,
you woke up and you're like...
I just wish I did more in my high school years.
Oh, I completely agree. I'm actually with you there.
Yeah.
I just
Me and Tāne...
would have never came to be...
Tāne and myself went to high school together, and we did a lot. We did the musicals, we did films. We won a few awards and stuff, so we got a lot done in high school. So with your occupation, I know we spoke before the podcast that you can officiate weddings. I think you should talk about that.
I think you can. Can you talk to that at all? So is this a new venture you've started to get into?
And like, when did this start? This idea of wanting to do that?
Oh, okay. This idea started in 2023, and I was convinced by a coworker of mine. He was just like, because I had such a silly little passion for weddings, and I wanted to do everything. Like,
so the wedding thing wasn't like the event. So one day when you were 16, you woke up and you got FOMO. And no, I'm sorry, that wasn't meant to be funny. But one day you did wake up and you got FOMO. And then you wanted to be an event coordinator to help aid in that. But the wedding thing so that's different. So one day, like, did someone propose to you and you rejected them and you got FOMO, or maybe you proposed to someone and they rejected you, and then you decide you want to do weddings to be involved, or no?
No.
That wasn't a thing. It was literally
like
just you just like weddings.
I just like weddings a lot.
What about weddings do you like?
I love the love. You know,
You love the love.
Can you speak
really
on that
wholesome.
from like a personal point of view, like love in
So-
your own life?
Yeah, tell us about the love in your own life.
I'm assuming so there's
As
someone,
a wedding coordinator. Yeah.
Is there someone in your life at the moment? I'm assuming a husband if you're a wedding officiate.
Did you
No.
officiate your own wedding?
No, I've never been married, and also it's illegal to officiate your own marriage.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, that's up for interpretation.
Yeah, I would. Okay,
I'd officiate my own marriage personally, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it won't be recognised in the court of law.
Is that right? Oh, so do you do law as well? Are you a lawyer?
No.
I don't know if you can necessarily speak on that.
Yeah. Well, can we just like keep it to what we know, what we brought you in here for?
Like we're not talking beyond podcasting right now. Yeah.
We just ask the questions.
Yeah. So there's no one in your. So you're not married.
No, never been married.
So you don't, as a wedding officiate, do you think that not having that experience almost hinders your ability?
Because you say you love the love, right? Okay. You say you love the love, but if you know nothing about love, how can you love the love
Yeah.
if you know nothing about it?
Do you feel you know nothing about love, or do you think that you can lie and say you do?
Can you lie well?
No, I'm a horrible liar.
Is that a lie?
That's
She
not
might be a
lie.
good liar.
I'm a
Sorry,
horrible
someone has
liar.
their notifications on their phone on. Can that person just turn them off? Sorry, it's just hindering the sound of the. I'd have to edit that out. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, I would actually say I'm incredibly naive, and I actually do know nothing about love.
Yeah,
That's why I love it so much, because I don't know it.
Okay. So have you officiated a wedding yet?
Only as a role play.
Oh, okay.
Nothing real.
Can you
yet.
can you quickly talk us through the process of becoming a wedding officiate?
Oh, it's super easy actually. You can do an online course and kind of just go to like school for it, I guess. Nothing physical in Canberra. But it's an online course, goes from like 6 months to a year, and you just do bits in that. Have to do a role play, 5 weddings, a funeral, baby naming.
Have you and your partner been talking about that?
I am so single right now. No.
Oh,
partner.
sorry. Just as a wedding officiate, I assumed.
Yeah, we would assumed you'd take the practice into your daily life.
I'm very sorry about that.
Sorry. We'll cut that for the pod.
Yeah, we'll cut that when we get to the pod.
Thank you.
So we were talking before we did the pod. You were saying that this was just when we were messaging about what we would talk about. You said that you moved to California, got bullied by kids who did karate, and just when things got bad, a man called Mr. Miyagi steps in and taught you karate in the most unexpected way, like waxing his car. He trained, you grew, and you faced one of the kids called Johnny in a tournament, and you landed a crane kick on him, and you won, and you earned respect. How does that apply to your wedding officiate job?
That sounds like a plot of the movie, I'm going to be honest.
What movie?
What movie? This is what we discussed before the pod about your life.
Yeah, my apologies, I'm sorry. Honestly, I don't think I can answer that, you know.
I mean,
experiences.
if you don't want to get into what happened in California, you don't have to. That is okay.
Yeah, we
and we can
speak
move
about
on.
California.
We don't speak about California. That's fine. Sam, have you got another question? I feel like that was
I do. Let me jump in. What are your 5 keys? And probably it'd be best if you spoke from experience here. What are your 5 keys to a successful relationship?
Okay. Don't criticize. You don't complain. And you don't condemn. The things that annoy you teach you patience. And the things that anger you teach you forgiveness.
That's actually, I agree with most of those points.
I agree with most of those things, but it was a bad list. I don't agree with number 1.
Yeah, I think the order is more what my problem was with.
Okay.
What was number 1? Don't criticize?
Yeah, it was just a bad list.
Yeah.
Because number 1 was don't criticize.
I think that should be a bit lower, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was just...
Tāne, do you want to ask a question?
So when you came to Australia, what was your experience in terms of relationships? What was your, did you have any notable relationships? These don't have to be romantic relationships. I understand you're a wedding officiant. I know you would have many romantic relationships. That's completely understandable. You practice your craft, right? Did you have any relationships with other people? Do you have family relationships? I know moving to Australia was a very long way.
Yeah. I've had lots of relationships. I've got plenty of friends. I've got a very big family from all over the very small country of Italy. Oh, wow.
Oh, you from Italy?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, sorry. On our pre-production thing, we thought you were from Argentina. I'm so sorry.
Which is sorry.
I thought your connections were from Argentina. Oh, my whole list here has been prepared for Argentina.
That's okay. We get mistaken a lot.
I'm sorry. Because I actually also have a list here, and I think I've been mistaken as well. Mine's all that you're from Russia.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
well, Maria is a common name in Russia, so...
Okay. I don't know if... Maybe I just assumed... I'm so sorry about this. This interview is not going as...
This has not gone as planned.
Sorry.
Sorry, we have to bring up our list of questions.
Do you mind if I just... hey, guys, we're just going to pause for a second as we just figure out...
We'll be back after this intermission.
Yeah.
Sam, take it away. Did you
no,
turn us back on?
it's not on air
That's
yet.
not an on-air one?
No, that's just for the Spotify. The Spotify's on air.
Gosh, these questions are throwing me off.
How long have we been going for?
We've only been going for about 10 minutes.
That's all right. We can do another 20.
If you're comfortable with that.
If you're comfortable with
Is there anything you haven't been comfortable with yet?
No, you're just throwing me off with all these relationship questions.
Okay, I think there's actually been a mistake here. Let me quickly jump in.
Yeah.
I think I accidentally sent you the list for the questions we have for not next week, but the week after's interview, which is all about relationships. And I think I've been accidentally reading off that as well, and I'm so sorry.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is this another bit?
No. Well, we haven't done any bits.
Sent me it. He has sent me it here.
Is that
Do you
the one
have
for
Maria's one?
Okay, yes. No, I have a few here. Okay, we're going to jump back in. We're going to do a bit of backstory, if that's all right. And, okay. I'm so sorry. This is... And welcome back. Sorry, everyone. We accidentally stuffed up and have been reading questions off the wrong list. Well, I think we've actually merged two lists. Questions for someone else.
We have.
Maria is a marriage officiant. 100%. We know that.
She's not from Argentina or Russia. She's actually from Italy.
Yeah. Nor did she ever go to California. That was the plot of The Karate Kid. I'm going to give a quick introduction to Maria again so that we can get back into this. So, you told me that you grew up in... You were born in Italy, but you grew up in Russia, and after your family was attacked, you lost your memory and ended up in an orphanage. Years later, you were looking to recover your past and find your family, and two guys thought you may be the lost princess from Russia, and they took you to Paris to meet the Empress, and it turns out you are the lost princess, Anastasia, and an evil sorcerer named Rasputin tried to kill you.
Can you speak to that?
And how does that relate to you being a wedding officiant? How have you used those experiences? Yeah. Is there a moment in there where you thought, my life's going a bit hard, I don't remember things, I'm stuck in this orphanage, but there's people around me falling in love, may as well help them out?
Yeah, back in those days it was very tough, very cold, very lonely. People would do anything for a can of beans. But being that person that people get to turn to and be like, oh my God, Maria, can you please do this for me? Can you please organize my wedding? Can you please be a part of this very magical day? The answer will always be yes. I'll never say no. You want someone to design the arbor, bring you flowers, read you the mementium? That's me.
I was just wondering, because... So weddings are a bit different across different faiths, and obviously in Russia you've got Eastern Orthodox. So how does that differ from those weddings over there that you do, and the ones in Australia that are traditionally a bit more Christian focused or secular focused? How do the Eastern Orthodox ones compare?
Well, I'm actually a civil celebrant, which means that I can't.
I thought
marry.
you were a wedding officiant.
Well. Yeah, so they're the same thing, except the civil celebrant, wedding officiate, it just means that I can't marry someone under the eyes of the church. So that's what a priest can do.
So it's not a real wedding?
Speaking to, you said you're a civil, what is it called?
Civil celebrant.
Celebrant.
What do you celebrate?
Celebrant.
So you're okay.
Do you celebrate things? Or civilly?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the definition. Like we got.
You just get paid to celebrate?
Yeah, well, that's what an MC is as well.
I think
a master of ceremonies.
I think that's pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
Do you mind if I jump in? I have a question. It's amazing what you're saying about the fact that you feel that after all this experience you had with Rasputin and that, which is not necessarily a common experience, but like one that I don't think many people can relate to, you felt that you could give joy by helping people, in their relationships and to get married and have their happy moments. So what is your 9 to 5?
My 9 to 5?
Yeah, so what is your 9 to 5?
Normal day for you.
Yeah. Normal day for me? Oh gosh, wake up, go to work, 45-minute drive. It's really tough.
Where do you work? Do you mind if I ask?
I work in...
Like a general idea of what your job is.
Yeah, no, I work in Barton at Hotel Realm. I'm a conference coordinator.
Oh. And how does that relate to being a wedding officiate?
It doesn't. So...
what?
Unless I...
Have I looked at the wrong questions?
No.
But they just don't relate.
They don't relate. I do the conferences, but there's sometimes an occasional wedding sprinkled in there.
Your obsession with these conferences, did this stem from another anxiety you had back when you were 16 where you felt left out of going to conferences? Sorry. I'm sorry. We will have to cut that for the podcast, only because this is the sort of stuff that got us in trouble. All these other podcasts on here are serious. You've got the Owl, things like this.
Yeah.
They are serious. They host like radio shows. Us having not much experience with this serious thing, we do sometimes revert back to our...
And we're trying our best not
I'm
to.
so sorry.
I think we get into, as a wedding officiate, someone who is a master of ceremonies of love, if you don't mind me saying that. I think we get into your experiences with love if you want to talk about them. Do you have any interesting experiences that you're willing to open up about entirely on this podcast? If you don't want to open up about that stuff, let me know now. But if you think there's any interesting stories, I think we go through with that and we can see where you think these relationships maybe went wrong for other people. Almost like this is an advice section, advice from a person who's a master of ceremonies of love.
From a privacy perspective, we can't say real names of people on here. We can say each other's real names, but that's only because we're here.
Yeah,
just letting you know. But yeah, feel free to talk about your experiences with that.
Oh God, my experiences, they're gonna shatter everyone right now. They're horrible. Yeah, not the greatest, not the best, but they have taught me some very great lessons.
Which are?
Let's do you mind if I ask, give us what the lesson is and then tell us the story, just so we can understand why we're listening to this story, because I think this is important for people who are falling in love to understand the lessons so they can prevent that from happening for themselves.
Yeah. People who are falling in love, people who are falling asleep because they're getting bored and they kind of need to know like what's the point to the story first.
Yeah.
They need that first.
Yeah.
What's the point of the story? Oh gosh.
What's the lesson you learned?
The lesson learned?
The lesson learned is just to, be comfortable being alone. As crazy as that sounds coming from a wedding officiate, you gotta be okay being comfortable being by yourself before you can actually be in a relationship with someone. I feel like from my experience.
Do you worry if people are comfortable being alone, you will be out of a job?
That's a great question. I actually have seen a change in trends where not a lot of people are getting married officially. I mean, they do still have partners and all that, but marriage isn't really as important to them, or it's not really necessary.
Do you think that's because people are focusing on themselves and loving themselves and learning to live alone first?
Often careers and...
So do you think that advice is probably counterintuitive to you getting paid?
No, because there are actually still a lot of people there that do want to get married. It's kind of just the big ugly word divorce that kind of scares them away.
And how common's that?
It's very common.
Do you do divorces as well? Have you been divorced?
No, I haven't been divorced, actually.
Are you allowed to do divorces?
I don't think anyone has come to me with a ceremony of divorce, to be perfectly honest.
Do they celebrate it?
I mean, I feel like some people would.
Can you do divorces under the eyes of the church?
No, that is a big no. You cannot get divorced under the eyes of the judge.
Getting angry at Tāne? He was just asking a question.
Oh, I'm so
I don't know. I do not know anything about the whole wedding process. This is why we've got you on, just to talk about this.
Let's get into these stories. Let's start with your first story about lessons on learning to be alone. Give us the story.
I'm not too sure if this is going to be a fun one, but I think it's more so of the fact where you don't really, if a partner is just being very disrespectful and very insecure and really just mean towards you, for a better lack of a word, you don't actually have to stay with them. It's just a very fun fact, and
did you stay with them?
I did for a little bit.
Oh.
And then I realized, hey, I don't actually
that's
have
where the
to
lesson
stay
was
with
learned.
him. Yeah. That's where the lesson was learned. That's a...
Hey guys, sorry to jump in here. It's Sam recording this on my phone. I had to cut this whole next part because we talked about real people and used their real names, and we probably shouldn't have done that. But it was really interesting. Too bad you can't listen to it. Anyway, we started talking about the legality of who's allowed to get married by a wedding officiant.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, unless it's illegal. Like, I cannot marry siblings. And or someone under the age of 16.
You can't say no unless it's illegal.
Yeah, unless if it was illegal. Like, I can get in so much trouble. Like, you cannot marry someone you're related to.
Oh.
And a minor, just putting that one out there as well.
Minor? Why?
Unless you have your parents' consent.
Although,
I feel like with minors,
many people who have married minors.
Yeah.
I know other wedding
Without their
officiants who have
parents.
married minors without their parents.
consent. I feel like these are people who are down working hard. They work hard. They're probably, a lot of them would be in their 20s to 30s.
Let me tell you a story.
At least when they're getting married.
Matches this exact description. I had this guy, his name was Steve. He wanted to get married, right? He had this lovely person he wanted to get married to, Alex, and he was a minor.
Oh.
Alex was also a minor.
Alex was also a minor. I'm so sorry. They were both minors.
Yeah.
And they got married. They didn't have their parents' approval.
Okay. Sorry. I think there's been a bit of a misunderstanding. When you said minor, did you mean with an O or an E? Oh, I see where we've gone wrong. We were both thinking...
I was thinking minor.
Oh, yeah, okay. No.
Were you thinking minor?
Like in the caves, yeah.
Yeah. Were you thinking minor?
In the caves or like a child?
I meant like a child. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And any other lessons you've learned over these years? So you've started with the one, love yourself.
Don't date.
Okay.
Your best.
So I thought it was just going to be don't date.
Don't date. Have you had experience not dating?
It looks like you've taken that...
to heart.
Yeah.
I have taken it to heart. Yes. Got to be very selective these days. Yes.
And what's your ideal
commitment.
selection?
Standard, tall, dark hair. He's got to be smart and cute and the blah, blah, blahs.
And who fits this description that you know?
That's a great question because if I did, he would be mine by now, but he's not. So
He'd mine by now. Good on him. Hard-working men, that's what we're missing in today's society.
Yearn for the mines.
Now, when you first became a wedding officiant, this is a bit of a long question. Sorry, just give me one sec. So when you first became a wedding officiant, you had told me that it was very important to you to go to this island where a scientist had been building an amusement park based on the DNA of dinosaurs, where he was using their DNA to recreate dinosaurs and make an amusement park where people could come and see these dinosaurs travel around, talk to them, feed them, whatnot. But you said the problem with that was that it all started to go wrong when I believe there was an employee there who tried to steal some DNA to sell, and everything went wrong and the park got shut down before it was even open. Investors got eaten. It was stuff like that. So you said that when you got back to Australia after that, you had suddenly gotten really into making sure that the people that were marrying each other had planned out their honeymoons. What would be your ideal honeymoon?
It's a great question, Sam. I do remember that time when I wanted to do that. My ideal honeymoon, though. Oh, wow. Gosh, there's just so many places I want to go. Somewhere warm, though. Maybe like the islands. Hawaii, maybe?
If you're in a situation like the second last episode of season 6 of Community, when you're there and you realize that the two people getting married are in fact siblings and they didn't realize it, and no one at the wedding realized, because everyone just thought the people they were bumping into were other relatives from their side of the family, not realizing there wasn't other side of the family, what would you do in that case?
Well, that's actually a really good case, because if I remember, I believe they were distant cousins, and that's actually okay. That's actually okay.
Okay, that's okay.
How distant is okay? Like, what would you be comfortable doing?
Tāne's just wondering.
Just wondering.
Oh, well, it's not really what I'm comfortable doing. It's
but like
law.
But you're allowed to say no, is what you said.
I'm allowed to say no.
What would you say no to?
How
distant? How many generations? How many removals?
5.
5.
All right.
Yeah, I think the one that Tāne is thinking of is only 3.
3.
So that's a bit awkward. Just to finish us off, do you have any advice for people who are thinking about getting married? Just give us your 3 top pieces of advice. We'll do a drum roll for each one as well. So advice number 1 for people about to get married is...
Sign a prenup.
Sorry, let me do the drum roll first.
Take it back.
Advice number 1 for people about to get married is...
Sign a prenup.
Wonderful. Sign a prenup. Advice number 2.
Go to counselling.
Go to counselling beforehand or afterwards?
Beforehand, actually. It's actually mandatory.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, it's very heavily suggested that you go couples counselling before you get married. Yeah.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons / divorce.
Okay. And advice number 3... Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong one there. Advice number 3...
Be in love. You know, you gotta love the person. If you're gonna marry them, make sure it's for the right reasons.
I keep talking about, yeah.
Yeah, just make sure it's for the right reasons. You know, nothing illegal, nothing a green card involved. You know, don't be a gold digger. That's it. I mean, do what you want, but, you know, people don't usually like that. Don't marry your cousin unless it's 5 generations removed.
And we may wrap it up there.
I just want to say thank you so much for being on our podcast. It's been great having you here, finding out more about weddings.
It's nice to do a serious interview. I feel we did the best we could.
Please pardon the stuff-ups, but, you know, it's not a comedy podcast.
We don't make jokes anymore. We're not allowed to.
Not allowed to.
And we'll be back in a fortnight, hopefully with Ewan Duffield, who's our other co-host who wasn't able to make it today. And if we're not, thank you for listening.
Take it away.
Sorry, the intro is just taking a sec. The outro, sorry. Yeah, we usually try to play it a bit early. I just completely forgot to jump in with that one.
Is that loud enough?
Oh, I'll turn it up a bit.